See if we can make this thing over here work. Well, we're live some places. Other places we're 17 seconds behind live. Don't eat pets for breakfast edition. Oh, we're live, kids. Gonna watch a LG streaming week real quick. Brought to you by LG. 10, 30, 50s. Oh my, 9 off. My God, they're giving it away for free. They're just giving it away. It's free. Get 2 of them. All right. Slapping hand up and down. That's pretty delayed. All right. Welcome to the stream. Just thought you'd heard every goddamn crazy thing on the planet Earth. Another week goes by. Holy cow. I forgot to wash the coffee machine out. So bear with me as I do chores, I guess. We'll do an abbreviated version, I guess. We won't do the whole 100% due to the lack of coffee in my system right now. Kind of get this thing going a little quicker than normal. Stayed up too late last night watching movies, I guess, whatever. So yeah. Never thought I'd see the day where I have to listen to people on the television explain to me. I don't even know how to describe how to, like, I can't figure out if it's only bad if you eat in a certain town, or if it's only bad if you eat a pet if you're from a certain country, or if it's only bad if you eat pet. I'm baffled. I'm just baffled. The other thing I recently learned is apparently I don't understand what the word baseless. I thought I knew what that meant. But apparently baseless doesn't mean I thought it meant. Because, like, if I were to say, let's just say this can of coffee here is a guy named, I don't know, pick a name, Larry. This is Larry. If I were to say Larry is a clear glass container, well, it's baseless. Actually, that's not even a good example. Larry is a brown cardboard box. It's still a little questionable because it's so there could be a basis there. Larry is a fish. Here we go. This is Larry. This metal. Larry's a fish. That'd be baseless. There's no basis to that. Larry's not a fish. Larry's a stainless steel cylindrical container. So baseless is based on nothing at all. There's no base to it. Because I missed the debate because I got better shit to do than listen to those overachievers flap their gums about shit they don't give a crap about here. Anyways, but I caught the highlights, and the highlights, obviously, if you're tuning in, you saw it. The alleged eating pets in Springfield, Ohio. To which the internet collectively lost its fucking mind. Which is like, all right, well, what's this all about? I don't live in Ohio. They're like, well, let's look into it. So I Google it up. The first thing I find is like baseless accusations. Like, whoa, the news is saying it's baseless, so therefore they're mounting to this. That's where my default is that at this point. If they use the word baseless, that basically means it's happening. It's happening because, like, why would they say baseless? Like, it's based on something. Because, like, why wouldn't Trump say yellow dragons are burning Springfield, Ohio down breath? That would be baseless because that's not real. That's not it's based in nothing. That's a fancy. That ain't happening. So I started looking into this, right? Like I don't know anything about Ohio or pets or whatever. Like, what the hell is happening? I mean, obviously I'm alive and I have consciousness and I can see and I've got ears and eyes. And, I obviously had seen videos, but I didn't memorize the names of the towns. Like, there's a video of a lady. I believe it's in Canton, which is near Springfield, where the police roll up on the driveway or whatever, and she's sitting there like whatever. She stomped the cat's head. It was eating it raw. Obviously, got some issues. That's a problem. And then there's some other like posts and stuff from the debate, people talking about their pets getting barbecued or whatever. And it's like, all right, well, I mean, is this happening? Well, like I started watching, like, read the news, and like they're just freaking out. Well, it's like, it's not Springfield. It's like, oh, okay, is that like, then, like, is it because it's not in Springfield? Like, if you don't live in Springfield, is it okay to eat the pets? That's what's happening right now. Like, I literally don't understand what's happening. Like, are we pro eat, or do we have to pick a side on eating pets now? Like, and I feel like we've picked a side. Like, there's sides now to eating pets. Or there's geography, or I don't even understand. I literally don't understand what's happening right now. And then I saw the greatest in the history of memes. And it was a debunking meme. You ready for this? It said, no. The undocumented or illegal, or whatever term you use for a person that comes to our country without following the rule, pick your own word. Hero, I guess, whatever it is. People are not eating they're not killing pets. Relax. They're killing children and women. Far less of a problem, right? Well, I mean, that is kind of true because it does happen. I'm not saying all children, all women, all crime-breaking, law-breaking people coming into our country, all of them are doing it. But there are people who come illegally doing it. There are people who are children dying. There are people who are... So it's like, but is that worse or better? Like, now I'm confused. It's like concerned about pets being eaten, potentially? Or are we more concerned about people getting murdered? Or is it just as long as it's not in Springfield, it's fine. I've lost it. I don't know. I can't follow. I don't know what's happening. I can't figure it out. Is it the location that's the problem? Like what's adjacent to Haiti? Is it Dominican Republic and Haiti? Is that what it is? I can't remember. Like, if it was a Dominican person, would that be better or worse, or would it be equal? What if they're from Ecuador, or... You know what I mean? So I started looking into it. It's like, well, like, maybe this is just like a cultural thing. Like, we don't, maybe no one pulled them right and said, hey, those aren't, it's not a buffet, like, different cultures, different countries, different realities, And I'm like, well, is that a thing? So, like, I did like a quick Google, like, do people eat cats on a regular? And the answer is like, you type, and the answer is something, Trump, liar, Springfield. And it's like, no, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to talk about Haiti. Like, is this a thing? Like, I've never been to Haiti. I don't know much about it. Well, no, the internet's not going to talk about what they do in Haiti. They just want to talk about how lying liar told lies. Like, okay, gotcha. I'm well aware that Orange Man bad, gotcha. Like, just trying to get some relevant information so I can be, a little bit informed about the pet situation on the planet Earth, And generally, the way I understand it is like, this isn't special to any particular part of the world. It's like, kind of sort of where, like, when shit kind of gets a little rough, when the economy gets a little rough, and the jobs get a little hard to buy, and the food becomes a little scarce, generally. The first thing that goes is everything that ain't tied down or, behind a fence, including animals. Like, just, people don't just fall over and just give up. Oh, I give up. I can't do it. There's nothing, I can't afford groceries. I give up. Like, that ain't going to happen, man. Like, they're just going to be like, well, I'm going to find something else to eat. I'm either going to steal, or I'm going to rob, or there's a thing over there that I could eat that. It just happens. I'm not saying anything about the economy in Haiti, but like, whatever. But there are some places where they're just like, that's just delicious food. They just eat it, like, it's a real thing. There's like a festival, according to the website I was on, that it's quasi-traditional to eat cat on a certain day of the year. So I was like, all right, well, maybe that's a cultural thing, like, I'm gonna eat some bacon here in a second. I got news for you. There's some people with that at all. I eat hamburgers made of cow. There's a lot of people that are not down with me eating cows. Like, whole religious groups. So, like, try not to judge too hard when you're judging. One of the funniest things I think I ever saw This years ago. This probably get me in trouble for even mentioning it. The infamous internet personality Alex Jones, if you know who Alex Jones is, he was given a rant or whatever. You know, some the powers that be and all this and that. And conspiracy, blah blah blah. Which, trust me, this is all going to tie into eating the pets. Don't worry. He said, I'm paraphrasing here. They don't want you to know that the ducks at the park are free. Now, there's two ways to go about that sentence. All right, is he saying they're free as the ducks at the park are free to do as what they wish as emancipated individuals? They're just hanging out at the pond doing their thing, or is he saying they're free as like you grab one because like nobody owns the ducks, you just have one? So then all this stuff's like one of the things that came out was ducks too. Well, ducks, geese, whatever. There's another one of these, I don't know this. I don't know what's going on. I'm pretty sure you can get a hunting license. You can hunt geese. That ain't like a into the wind, but like generally, this is a general observation that I'll make. Generally speaking, in a general sense, when you go hunting geese, you go out into designated hunting area, and then you drive there because that's how you do it, and then you typically you don't just walk down the street, a pair of pants and a t-shirt holding one by the feet, which was obviously the photograph that everybody has seen is. Here we go. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And that's right. Breakfast is like a box of chocolates. You never know if you're going to be eating pets for breakfast. Eating pets, holy shit. I mean, that's kind of a statement on like where the is, I guess. Like, we just had a quote unquote, if you will, and this is even a stretch of the term I'm about to say, a presidential debate, if you will. A fair and unbiased presidential people can decide based on the ideas and the words. And I'm pretty sure all we got out of it was the lying liar told lies, and then somebody's eating pets allegedly someplace. And then, like, what do we want out of that debate? Like, what else did we learn? Did we else learn anything? I mean, the reality of what I'm learning is, like, it's just bad. It's like, not really. Seems like there's a little collusion between the news agency and one of the candidates, Maybe little dirty tricks there, I don't know. I didn't set it up, I didn't agree to it. Seems odd to me. What are you going to do in life? What else did I learn? Oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know that Kamala and Tim Walz were big gun people. I didn't realize that, which is weird. Like, I would have thought by now I would have known about this if that was the big stance that they were, pro-gun. I didn't realize that. Ooh, that's good coffee. Ooh, that reminds me, I got to send a message to somebody. I heard I might get some free coffee to do a sample / episode. I need to get on, figure that out. All right. I spilled coffee everywhere. Got the smoke coming off the griddle. I was supposed to do like a water, maybe do a water paper towel. Hold on one second. So it's just wild to watch, What was the other just crazy thing? So you guys see Biden put a Trump hat on the other day? It's like, what? Am I living in an alternate universe? Like, what is happening right now? Like, it's one of those deals where I kind of keep forgetting a little bit, like, it's like, who's the president of the United States right now? Does anybody know? Like, who's the guy in charge? Or who's the person in charge? I don't know. Like, do we have one? Or are we just kind of going without one for a little bit? Like, an official one, like. Is everybody's like, hey, everybody, just put it on hold. Put everything on hold for a couple months. Like I've never, ever in my entire life, ever, even had the slightest inkling of what's going on right now could ever be a reality. Like, it's so bizarre to watch. I really don't know what anybody can do about much of it. It's just kind of like I'm definitely not in charge of any of that shit. But yeah. I played video games with a couple guys from Ohio. One guy's like, my cat won't stop trying to go outside. He's all worried. Cat going out. It's like, my cat keeps trying to escape. It's like, buddy, there's not like cat treats outside the window. Not people showing up putting like tempting your cat outside, are they? Like, that's a thing, maybe. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. We got the last of the brown sugar thick cut. Sorry if you got an oinker for a pet. I'm eating pets for breakfast, kids. I'll put this in half with a spatula, which is probably not the best idea ever. Success! So yeah, eating bacon for breakfast. The pets are on the griddle, kids. I knew a guy that had a Vietnamese potbelly pig. He fed it bacon once, and the pig just ate it because the pig don't give a shit. You know, you tried bacon? It's pretty delicious. It is pretty delicious. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on eating the pets because, like, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of people let pets go off leash running around, man. In my opinion, that is irresponsible behavior. Now, if some man's showing up, breaking into your house, stealing your pet, and then cooking it up, that is fucking wrong. But I'd probably, the way, if you're a piece of shit, perhaps, and you just let your animals run free, and then maybe the local neighborhood, cleaning the neighborhood patrol comes through and maybe barbecues your pet, I could probably be okay with that. Like I have neighbors that have cats. Just let them roam. Well, the cats come into my yard, and they're not my cats. Well, cats eat the songbirds that I like to have in my yard, and I don't appreciate that much. So I'm always chipping cats off. Which I'm not a fan of, I like cats, don't get me wrong, I love me a cat. But like, have your cat in your own yard, dude. Like, don't send your cat into my yard to kill the wildlife that I enjoy. Not a huge fan of that. So, I guess personally, I could be pro eat a pet. Like, it doesn't bother me a bit. Like, imagine if that was the worst thing that was going on in the world. It's like people who maybe hadn't quite assimilated all the way with what the cultural norms are in the region. Well, anyways, the best part of the whole thing is like it basically brought the attention of the probably the planet Earth to the situation of the let's just say immigration. We're not going to say illegal immigrant, just in general, the realities of it and what's happening. Because like, I think if I remember right, that town was like not very big and got a whole lot of people from the border. I think they changed that. They're not doing the border anymore. Like, because the optics of the flow of people coming across the border was so bad, they stopped letting them come across the border and they're flying them in. Have you heard about this? I'm not it up. Like, that's the world we're living in. It's like, oh, we got too many people crossing the border. We'll have them come in a different way, and then it won't be as many people crossing the border. See, the problem solved. See how it solves the problem? And I'm not even making that up. They're literally doing that. They're having them come legal ports of entry, and then they're flying them to locations across the United States where the numbers are down at the southern border. See how that works? That's a real problem-solving skill set right there. You just solved the problem, right? Nothing but problem solving. It's professional problem solving. It's like, what would that be? That'd be like how a lawyer would solve the problem. What is the problem that you have? We have problems with these statistics at this certain location. Well, just change the location. The statistics will change because of the location. See, problem solved. We just solved the problem there, kids. That's a solved problem. Like, what the holy hell is happening? Whatever. What was the next thing I heard? It seems like there's a competition going right now in the political world about who can give the most shit to the regular people. So, like, I think it was like, what was the first one? No tips tax? No tips. That was pretty successful, so, I think for this, so everything's relative. So I'm just going to talk about this election cycle. So for this election cycle, Trump came out first, and it's just how it is. Announced that, and then, Kamala, she just copies home. So she's like, me too, me too. It's like, okay, well, sounds like that's going to happen. Everybody gets excited. It sounds like we're not going to get our tips taxed, so that's good. Trump, I'm sure, was fuming because he's like, God damn it, that was my fucking thing, and you just said me too on it. She me too'd him. Whatever. So what did he come out with the other day? No tax on overtime. Oh, that's a game changer there, kids. That is a game changer. Now, I haven't heard yet. I've been watching the news for a couple of days. If the Kamala administration's campaign is going to also come out with us too, like we also want to do that. Like I wouldn't be surprised, like because that's a pretty huge thing. And then I know a story of a dude told me, like, I believe he was an electrician. He told me one time that he was working so much, he worked so much overtime that it changed his tax bracket, and he ended up having to pay more taxes than if he would have just stopped at his standard hours. He would have made money if he had just not worked any overtime. And I was like, that is some fucking horseshit. And he's like, you're telling me? And I was like, no, that is actual horseshit. Like, that is some fucking bullshit. That is like some fucking get a group of people together horseshit. Fucking horseshit. There should never be a scenario when a human being works harder and puts more hours in, and at the end of the pay cycle, pays more and gets less in their pocket. Like, that's crazy. I mean, you want to disincentivize people who can work, do that shit. Like, why would you ever, like, I'll volunteer. So then I was like, listen to some analysis on, like, the implications of, is it good or is it bad, and, like, nobody, I don't think anybody fucking knows. Nobody knows what the result that's going to be, because, like, there's, like, two ways to look at it. It's like, you could either hire less people and work them harder, right? Or you could hire more people, work them less. But like one of the things I always feel people maybe like don't quite grasp is like the person paying the wage, they pay the same no matter what the tax rate going out is. So like if you work for somebody and you work let's just say your regular pay cycle, I'm just gonna throw like random shit numbers, $1,000. Like you work your regular, you get $1,000. But if you work overtime, you make $250. That's $1,250. The guy writing the check still writes it. The money out is $1,250. Now you may pay a bunch of taxes extra. So like, I think it would actually incentivize employers to hire less people and work them longer, I think is what, like, because you always have to think about, like, how, like, good intentions and all that shit, how it works, but you have to think of, like, how are people going to actually work this thing? Like, what is overtime, time and a half or something? I guess everything is dependent on, it always varies, but, like, that's what I assume would happen. It would be employers would be looking for people to work more overtime. But on the alternative, there's already people working a lot of overtime, getting hosed. I assume that's what would happen. Just based on how, like, reality works. The people who employ people would just try to get their workers to work more hours and with less employees. But is that already happening, or would it happen more? It's a tough one. Like it's like almost like a Pandora. I mean, it's not really a Pandora's box. There would be unintended consequences, obviously. Never know how it would play out. I think it'd be a boon for every. I think it'd be beneficial for everything because whether you're. I mean, I don't. They'd have to like. I don't think they could do forced overtime. Maybe can you force somebody to do overtime? I have no idea how it works. Um, but the whole. I mean, basically, I think the premise is. Oh man, that's a tough one. You got to break it down to like two complete separate things. One is the reality of money in people's pockets and money in the government's pockets, and which is more beneficial. I mean, I personally feel the more money in people's pockets, the better off everything goes because, like, if you make it an extra couple $100 a month, you got a couple extra $100 a month to do something that you want to, and you can go out, maybe you can get a fancy coffee, or you can go see a movie, or you can save up to buy that thing you've always wanted, and you're going to be buying that from somebody, or you're going to be, it just goes economy like I'm not going to necessarily say it's locally, but it's going in on the front side of the economy, not on the back side through the government, which for some magical reason, I don't know why, it seems like maybe they're not the best. Making sure it gets divvied out efficiently, I guess, is the best way. That's why, like, sometimes it seems as though when they quote unquote lower taxes on the quote unquote rich, which is usually just for everybody, shit happens better because like it gets pushed back into the front side of the economy. Like I don't know why people can't quite grasp it. Like people are going to do what's most beneficial to their own situation. Obviously, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're poor, rich, got none, got it all. You're always going to try to benefit yourself because you'd be a damn fool not to. So that's interesting. We'll have to see if that comes up on a we're gonna do that too type of deal. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked at all. I guess what we could talk a little bit. I mean, the debate was a thing. I mean, like I said, I didn't watch it. I just caught the cliff notes of it. I heard they were fact checking the former president live on the air. And then I heard maybe they didn't do that so much with the Democrats nominee, which is that's unfortunate. That's standard procedure now. You know, I mean, how else would you do something? So whatever. I wasn't really particularly shocked to find that out. I don't think that's like, oh my goodness, how could that happen? There's no way. Not in America. We're the freest country on the planet. The powers that be would never consolidate their ideas into one big secret cabal. Oh, like, okay, whatever. All right. I don't want my status on the list to go up any higher than it already is. Sure, I'm on a list. How couldn't I be at this point? All right, what else is happening besides lame politics? I'm so trying to figure out something else to do with my life and watch politics stuff. It's so hard. It's like driving by a crash. Like, how do you look away? I'm not gonna watch football. I ain't gonna. It's like, watch some football. And then maybe I'll have to start watching football. All right, what else is good? What else is good in the neighborhood? All right, so we just cooked. We are socially acceptable pet right there, and now we're gonna eat the unborn pets, socially acceptable ones though. See how that works? That's the big when you immigrate to a new country. Is you gotta assimilate to the culture, man. Like I'm telling you. or you got to bring aspects of your culture that are so fucking amazing that everyone's like, yeah, we want that in our culture. And I'll give you some examples. Are you ready for this? If you and anybody that doesn't agree with me, that's fine. You can disagree with me, and I'll go over it. But I'm going to tell you the truth here. You ready? If you come to a new country, you gotta kind of try to fit in. But if you got some amazing things, you can kind of like, hey, I got some amazing stuff, and I'm gonna share with you. You ready? Pinata parties. That's amazing. Bring that with you. You know, if you got really good cuisine, go ahead and set up a shop. The locals will let you know. Shit that everybody hates, they're just gonna hate you for it. Like, don't do that. So that way, do you see how that works? Know the crowd. Nobody gives a shit what I have to say. Like, I love me some authentic, speaking Spanish cuisine. Trust me, can't get enough of that. Ooh, that egg is not gonna cook fast enough. Damn it. But you know what I don't like? I'm not a big fan of like, let's say you come from a part of the world where you think like maybe women should have to be accompanied by a family member or an adult to go in public. Like, I'm not down with that, man. Like, keep that in your own country. Like, I don't think we want that here in my country. Like, that is not. We're not down with that shit. Like, don't try to assimilate that. And they're doing that some places. I'm a big fan. It's like that's not the way we roll in America. Like, don't do that shit. But you want to bring your geometry with you? That's cool. We need geometry. Big fan of that. Everybody's from some. Everybody. And that's why they call it melting pot. You're supposed to bring the best of what you know and bring it to our country. Not the worst. Don't bring the shit. Like, don't bring your beheadings in your here. Like, nobody wants that. Whatever. Just a bearded man cooking eggs and bacon on the internet. That's all this is. Like I said, I had someone send me a message and they said, "Thank you for doing this." And I'm like, well, you know, if it's making one person's day, I was gonna do this anyways. You know, I'm gonna eat breakfast anyways. And like, most of the shit that I'm just mumbling about, I've already thought about. So it's like I'm just re-mumbling shit I've already thought about. All right, what else? What else is going on in the world that's like you shake your head and think, what the hell is this all about? I keep telling myself I need to write this shit down. I'm trying to think. There's a podcast called it's called Kill Tony. Tony Hedgecliffe. He's like a comedian that's famous for roasting people. That's like his big thing. He started this podcast and it's become very, very, very popular. He's been doing it for like, I think like it's like kind of going mainstream and like getting very popular. He just sold out Madison Square Garden for like 2 nights in 1 week or whatever. But what he does on his show is like, you can go to wherever he's performing his show and you can sign up. Anybody can. Put your name in a hat. They draw hats out, and then you come on stage and you get like a minute to a minute 30 or something to do a set of comedy. Then they do like an informal ad hoc interview of you and roast you if you're stupid or whatever. Like, that's the show. And then they alternate from like random strangers, and they got people who. One second. They got people who are really good. They invite them back, and then they got professional comedians that'll come on. It's actually a really, 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 really funny fucking show. Because they really don't do the like politically correct is not. They don't do that on that show at all. Like, I think that's why it's so popular. It's the opposite of politically correct. Like this. That's what the show is, which is like, it's wild to watch. Like, just people yelling every dirty slur you can think and saying all the stupid shit that you're not allowed to say anymore. It's like, it's fucking wild. Well, anyways, and I'm only one. You watch this show and you think, man, I want to be a comedian when I grow up. Because, like, it's based in Austin, Texas, where they do the show. But they'll have people who is like, you know, how long you been doing comedy? Oh, 8 years, and they bomb. And then they have people. I just signed up because my friend wrote my name and threw me in the book. Like, they had a guy on at Madison Square Garden, completely packed, full of, like, I don't even know, tens of thousands of people there. The guy said his buddy wrote his name in and threw it in the hat. He got called up, and the guy went on stage, had never done comedy in his life, in front of tens of thousands of people, live. Like, millions of people watched the stream, and did like a minute of comedy, and he kind of did okay. Like, they're like, "What? You've never done this before?" And they have other ones they just bomb. Like, it's just like that's what's so good about it. It's like you just never know what you're gonna get. It's just like it could be like car crash material. I was gonna make some toast, but I realized my eggs getting cold here, so we're just gonna go ahead and dive into that real fast. Tastes like Quackers there. Don't eat the pets. Yeah, the don't eat the thing. That shit is wild, man. People are losing their fucking minds over it. Cause like it's so crazy because like the people that control the world have convinced everybody there's only two positions you can take on anything. You have to be this or that. And it's just so wild. Like, you gotta be Pepsi or there's no I drink water. Nope, you're Pepsi or Coke. Pepsi or Coke. You're yin or you're yang. There's no third option or anything. It's this or that. It's like, whoa, dude. Because that way you can be controlled easier if it's this or that, right? You gotta pick a fucking team. I mean, even in football, they divide it into two, AFC and NFC. See? So you have your team, but you also have your this or that. You're programmed. They pre-program you. So, early and often. So you always gotta watch out for the guy. I'm pro eating pets if they're off leash and in my yard. I'm pro that. See, that's not a yeah. See, that's renegade shit right there. Invite the Haitians to eat the pets off leash. And you know what that would solve? Yeah, imagine that became policy. Any off-leash pet is fair game for the barbecue. Can you imagine the fucking amount of leash sales that would go up? The chart would go do-do-do-do-do, and it'd go straight up. There would be 3 leashes on every pet. Yeah, I think I might be taking a view on this whole thing. Oh, my dog's trained. I got you. Gotcha. Your dog's trained until someone walks by with a dog in heat. How trained is your dog then? Whatever. Whoops! Tore my pet egg here. Oh man. It was kind of crazy because I knew some people with pigs. And you just never know with pigs. I'll tell you a great pet pig story. It's a true story. I had a buddy live on the edge of town. They had like a I guess you could call it like a hobby farm. It was like a small farm. His dad was a doctor, so like whatever. It was like a big piece of property that like, if we grow some crops, probably a tax benefit, whatever. barn and a stable and some farm animals, whatever. Living the farm life. Well, they had a potbelly pig that lived in the one of the stalls, which is a thing you do. And like one night, like in the middle when you're in bed sleeping, neighbor calls like, "Yo, your pig's out on the highway or the road or whatever." We just saw it. Okay. So they gather up the pig wrestling children. They had a few children that were wrestling a pig and got the minivan, drove out to where the neighbor said the pig was out, found the pig, corralled the pig, grabbed the pig up, threw the minivan. The pig was very, very... it was going to be breakfast, so it was very upset, very scared, didn't know what was going on. It defensively shat diarrhea all over the inside of the fucking minivan. A defensive mechanism, survival skill fucking scenario. You know, and this, I don't know if you've ever like tried to catch a pig before. That's not, you don't just like, it's not like picking mushrooms. Like, catching a pig is not hard. It is not easy. It is a full contact sport. So at this point, they've been doing this for a while. They fucking just fuck it. Got the thing, just threw it in the pen. You know, we'll deal with the pig shit later. Just everybody, like, wash the shit off your and go to sleep. Next morning, they wake up, walk down, check on the pig, and 2 pigs in the fucking corral. That's right. It wasn't their pig. Their pig was in the corral doing what it does, living in the corral. So they went out and wrestled up a random stranger's pig and threw it in their own fucking pig. And it was the nastiest, meanest looking fucking pig I'd ever... Like, the thing looked like it had been through World War 25. Like, just like, whoa, dude. Like, that bacon doesn't even taste good. That thing was so angry looking. I don't know what exactly happened with that pig, but I do know one time, I don't know which pig it was. Same place. Actually, I'm gonna put a piece of cheese on that. Hold on a second. I got cheese. Put a piece of cheese on that egg. Sounds good. So, like, one of the things that made me appreciate the wrestling the pig in the middle of the night on the highway story was like I had to catch one of their, because I was at the house when their pig, I think it was their actual pig, escaped, and they didn't really do the free range thing. So like, we have to catch this pig. Can you help? I'm like, well, yeah. Elveshelves is here to save the fucking day. Let's catch this fucking pig. And like, you know, chase the pig around the yard, kind of get the pig corralled, and like, we kind of got stuck in like a spot where it couldn't get out. It was like how to describe it? I had a walkout basement, but on like part of the basement, it was like a corridor with a retaining wall in the house. Went down, it went into a side door. Anyways, it was basically a 3-sided box. The pig couldn't get out, so all we had to do was like grab the pig. I'm telling you, man. The sound of a screeching pig, you have to like double down on I'm gonna do this shit, because that is a sound that a human being that hasn't been, like, you can definitely become accustomed to it. But the first time a pig scream for what the pig thinks is its life, it makes you double take. You will be like, what? Like, it is an effective scream. And this isn't even a full-size pig, it's a potbelly pig. Like a big dog. So I like threw a blanket on it, like picked it up, threw it in a wheelbarrow, pinned it in the wheelbarrow, and like wheel it back to the pin. I just remember when that thing started screaming, like, I think there was like 3 of us. Half of the people that were helping like fucking backed away. Because they're like, oh my god, it's dying. It was an effective scream. Its scream was, it cast its spell on you and it worked. The pig cast a fucking getaway spell with its vocals, and it was effective. Abracadabra. I guess while we're talking about pigs, my other buddy that had a pig got fed at bacon. his mother, I'm pretty sure, loved the pig more than she loved her children, which was really weird. And that fucking pig hated my guts. And I never did a goddamn thing to that pig ever once. I mean, I didn't start it. Let's put it that way. I mean, eventually, like, I would like yell at it. It would try to attack me. But that pig knew this. It knew my. Would wake up from a sleep. The pig had its own entire bedroom. It would attack. And they had a fireplace that was raised up, and I had to stay on top of the fireplace because the pig it would sit there right at the fireplace. It'd be at the base of the fireplace, like rah, 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 trying to get me. It got me one time. I was sitting on the floor watching TV, and it snuck out of its room. It hoofed me. I was like, I'm gonna kick that pig in the fucking guts, man. And they're like, no, you can't do that. That pig's the most important thing in the whole house. I was like, damn, I'm gonna boot that thing so fucking hard. And I don't know, like, I'm not sure what country is adjacent to Vietnam, but it wasn't a Vietnamese pig. It got big. It was a big pig. It was so big. They had a sliding glass door that stepped onto the patio. That had a step like just like a little step. They built a ramp because the pig was too fat to get up the step. It was like a 4-inch step. What fucking pig. Alright. Only 48 minutes. Am I gonna talk for 10 minutes? Yeah, what the fuck? I was talking anyways. Done cooking. Booba-dooba-doop. Alright. Got my dump truck hat on today. Bunch of weirdos looking in my cabinets. What's wrong with you? Oh, you're looking up at this one? Not allowed. That's off limits, kids. Alright. Well, I wanted to make sure the internet knows that I eat pets. I caught this right yard. Mmm. Maple sugary. So yeah, I don't know what this week's gonna bring. I'm sure there was other madness I forgot about. Crazy shit happening at all moments, it seems like. Yeah. Like our glass. Oh, I think my niece may have got her driver's license. That's pretty good. A shout out to you if you're watching. Congratulations. There's something magical about having a driver's license and a vehicle, so you can go do whatever it is that you feel like doing, assuming that you wouldn't feel like doing something that requires you to go someplace. Which I realize times are different than they were when I was growing up. When I was growing up, we didn't wait until we had a car to go try to get away and go do something. We did it on a bicycle, or we did it on our rollerblades, or we did it on our shoes. I mean, I kind of feel like I feel like I shouldn't judge the youth of today. Because the internet has changed everything. Oh, I mean, I feel like when I think of the stories of like my grandma, she used to tell me stories about when she grew up. She grew up in the South on a dairy farm, and they didn't have electricity. And I don't even think they had running water like a while. And you think about that, and your brain goes, yeah, no electricity, no running water. Yeah, that's a thing they used to have. Yeah. But I don't know if, I don't even know if I can process that 100% to the reality. In the sense that, like, that was just normal for them. Like, don't get me wrong, I know what it's like when the electricity's out. Like, I can show, like, hey, it's no electricity. Oh, I can't wait till it comes back on. Or I'm like, I don't have any water. I can't wait till that comes back on. But, like, that's a different mindset than, oh, it's Wednesday. We don't have electricity, we don't have water because we never had it, and it's normal. Like that's a whole different thing. Like for me personally, the only thing that can even mostly relate is my other grandma had a lake cabin up north, and when I say a cabin, I mean an actual cabin, not a house on the lake. It was a fucking cabin where like you couldn't wait to get the fuck out of the thing because it sucked. It wasn't great, but like if it rained, most of them would get on you. Like that's a cabin. That's how it should be. Like trust me, these fuckers putting mansions on lakes is ruining lakes for everybody. It should if you want a cabin, you put a cabin on the lake, and then you just go up there and you sleep in your cabin. It's like oh, you camping in a tent cabin. Oh, it's a little nicer than a tent. Yeah. Anyways, this cabin, it had a well that sometimes did or didn't work because the sand would either fuck it up. So we used to have to haul water up from the lake. This wasn't on the lake. It was lake, cabins on the lake, gravel road, cabin. And these weren't like, it wasn't like a football. You just had to walk. So we have to carry water up from the lake to flush the toilet. And that sucked. I'm not even gonna lie, that sucked shit. That was terrible. But we did it. That's how you did it. That's how you did it. But that was like on the weekend a couple times in the summer. Like that wasn't like every day of the week. I guess the reason I'm telling the story is like, so for kids today, it's like, well, they have the internet. It's like, what was the internet like? Well, the internet goes down and the kids are like, there's no fucking internet. Ah. And then like 4 hours later, it's back on. Oh, okay. Well, back in the day, you didn't be like, oh, the internet's down. What am I going to do? There was no such thing. You didn't fucking cry about no internet. You just fucking, you left because it sucked in the house. Like, what are you going to do? Like, I'm leaving, dude. Is it me? No, I'm fucking leaving because it's way better outside than it is in the house because what are you going to do inside? You do the inside shit when you can't go outside. That's how it literally was every day of the week, every day. It was like, is the weather outside so bad that I'm going to die out in it? And if it wasn't that bad, then you went outside because it was fucking better out there. It was way better outside. You could do way more fun shit. And no one's like, oh, the internet's down. What am I going to do? I mean, they started getting cable TV when I was like pretty young. That was okay because like there's way more TV to watch. But even TV was kind of like, after a while, you're like, dude, I'm kind of watching enough TV. Like, I guess the big thing with TV was, this is going to blow some people because if you're super young, you probably, it's another thing you'll never be able to understand. If you watched a show, like, this is my show, I love this show. It doesn't matter what it was. If you were watching that show, you had to be your fucking TV at a set time and date. Otherwise, you were missing your fucking show. There was no, well, maybe some of the big stuff they'd replay it on the weekend one time, and then you'd get reruns a half a year later. And that was it, bro. Like, you watched Alf. If you weren't sitting in front of the TV at 7:30 or whatever fucking time that came on, you missed the fucking shit. It was over. You got to hear about it at school the next day or whatever. Like, there was no, oh, let's rewind that or whatever. I mean, there was video cassettes, but like that wasn't even a thing until like for me, that was like not until like middle school, like high school time. Like that wasn't when I was. I mean, there was Betamax. We had that, but like that was pretty rare. Like, I mean, chess was around, I guess, when I was young, but that wasn't like a thing. Like, I mean, there was video rental stores. You had to go rent one, but like everybody around because like we're all watching at the same time because this fucker had to be back, and if you didn't get it back, you're getting a fine. You know, like that was a real thing. Be kind to rewind. I will say, sometimes I do miss fast forwarding of the analog tape because, like, not that I think that anybody's going to listen to me, but like, one of the things that I do sometimes, which I just talk with my mouth full, is on occasion I will start a movie where I'm going to bed. Right? This is something I do sometimes. And I'll start watching the movie, and it's like, this is pretty good, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting sleepy, and I'll just fall asleep, right? This is on a streaming service that will not be named because I don't want to give those people any whatever. And then the next day, it was like, oh, dude, I started that movie. I want to watch it. But like on this particular streaming service that starts with P and ends with rhyme, the fucking stupid computer's like, oh, this guy urged this movie. We're going to remove it from every fucking thing that you could ever find it, except for like one little hidden category called Watch Again, which never shows up. Like, it seems like such a basic thing. It's like, why isn't the first shit across the board Watch Again? My God, I may want to watch that again, and now I have to like go searching and searching and searching and searching. One for me is like if I do a TV series, where I'm gonna watch a TV series, I'm gonna press play and go to bed. If it's fine throughout the night and it goes through the whole series, the series is gone. I gotta like do like a search. It's like, my God, why isn't there something like this? And then it's like, all right, you finally find the goddamn thing. It's like, well, I watched it for 45 minutes. It was a 2-hour movie. Well, I want to just go 45. There's no way to do that. I can't just, it's like, I got this stupid fucking remote with a little finger slider thing, because it's a touchscreen little itty bitty remote. And it's like, slide, 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 slide. And if you fumble fuck too many times, it pretends that you didn't just fast forward for like what feels like 7 fucking minutes, because you can only go 10 seconds at a time or whatever, retarded shit for the fast forward. And it's like, oh, and it takes you right back. Oh, okay, let's start again. Slide, slide. Like, maybe I just don't know how to fucking use the goddamn remote. I'm pretty sure I do, because I don't see it like, dude, I'm trying to get 45 minutes into this fucking thing. I gotta go 15 seconds on the 3 arrows. You know, you get 1 arrow, 2 arrows, or 3 arrows. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with these people? It's like the people in charge don't know how people use stuff. Like, or they're just doing it to piss everybody off. Man, that's probably what actually what they're doing. They're just like, yeah, let's make fast forward super difficult so everyone gets mad. I don't understand it. I'm trying to think of the other thing that makes me mad. I found this anime cartoon series. It's pretty good. Whatever. Something to watch at night. Watch the first season. Awesome. Did. Oh, you gotta pay for that. It's like, you goddamn cocksuckers. You give a whole season something to get into, and then you want me to pay for the next 3 seasons. Like, oh, you dirty, rotten rhymers. You dirty, dirty, scheming rhymer. Like, oh, it makes me mad. I wish I'd never started the series now. I'm not going to give those guys 50 cents. If it was 50 cents to watch the next series, I wouldn't fucking pay them a goddamn 50-cent piece. Fuck that shit. Out of principle. Keep hoping I'll watch everything. There'll be nothing to watch. I'll just go outside and play. That's what I need to do. I need to start going outside and playing more. I think the adults used to yell at you and tell you to go outside. Like, get out of here, go outside. Whatever. Here's to remembering before the internet. But it's just going to be the same as before electricity and before water. You know, people are like, yeah, I used to live like that. So how the fuck did they do that? And then, you know, like depending on what part of the country you live in, every so many months you'll get, you know, a couple hours of the good old days. You know, when the guy hits the telephone pole down the street and knocks you, like, what the fuck? Don't open the fridge. Stay out of the fridge. We don't have power. You know, you get to pretend you live in the olden days for a couple hours, mad the whole time. What the fuck am I gonna do now with no electricity? So the water goes out. Ah, don't poop. Just pee in the toilet. Or go pee outside or whatever the fuck it is you do when there's no water. I don't even fucking know. The worst is like, what would be the worst? How would you do it? I'm sure there's a way that you could still have internet but no fucking electricity. I don't even know how that would work, but I'm sure it's possible. Yeah, you could have your, or no fucking internet. Oh my God, what would you do then? You couldn't do anything. Just sit in the dark. I wonder what a young person does when the power goes out. They just sit there, start twitching. Just like, my device doesn't flickety flick. Well, it still flickety flicks because, yeah, that dang never gonna happen. You got data. Into the world scenario there. Where are we at? 62 minutes a minute. All right. Well, I made it this far. Congratulations. I don't know what to tell you about eating pets. Probably don't do that. Don't accuse people of eating pets, even though they most likely are, because why would people say that shit if it wasn't real? Come on, get your head out of your fucking asses, people. They didn't say Canadians are eating fucking pets. They didn't say the fucking Indian people are eating pets. They didn't say the Swedish people are eating pets. They didn't say any of that shit. They said who's eating pets. There's probably a fucking chance. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it out there. Just saying. Like I haven't anyone shit talking Haitian people in the United States ever in my fucking life until just like this last weekend. So I'm like, well, if you're gonna randomly pull that one out of your asshole, there's probably something going on there. I don't know what it is. There's probably something. Because there's lots of countries in the world. There's lots of countries. And they don't check your ID when you're across the border, so it doesn't matter what country you're from. You just get there and fucking come in. Just don't eat the pets, man. Maybe you do eat the pets. Who gives a fuck? Fuck it all. As long as you wash it down Coca-Cola. I guess if you're gonna snatch pets and cook them inside where no one can see you. Just don't hang it outside. Don't walk down the street. Put that shit in a bag, dude. Bag it up. No, officer, there's not a pet in this bag. You have the right to look in this bag. That's why you put a beer in a paper sack, dude. They don't have the right to look in the sack. Come on. Get some common sense. Put the pets in a bag. When I was starting to wonder, you ever seen those cars that drive away? It says Animal Patrol. Like, what's up with those guys? What are they doing? Are they like actually like driving around snatching pets and like where pets go exactly? Wonder who's looking into that. All right, one last story while I got you here. So in my hometown, we got some people in charge that are fucking. They're thinkers. We got thinkers in charge of my hometown. And a while back, we showed people being accosted by pets off leash. It was a real problem in our hometown. So they said, fuck it, we're making a rule. We're going to solve this pet problem. So the rule was, if your pet hurts anybody, if it breaks the skin and blood comes out, we're going to fuck your dog in the head. And whatever, they didn't say that. Put your pet down. Your pet's going to be euthanized if it scratches the skin. And they had a couple scenarios. In one of them, which was complete, a dude had his dog in his yard on a leash in his yard, and a neighbor kid came over and aggravated the dog, and the dog jumped up and scratched the kid with its claw. And I'm pretty sure they killed that guy's dog. They put that guy's dog down because it scratched somebody, and the guy was like, what the fuck are you doing? It was in my yard on a leash. And that got a bunch of people mad. I think my uncle's dog got put down because it ran away and it went to a hotel and it scratched somebody. They killed that. They're killing everybody's dog. It was fucking crazy. And then the guy in charge of the city's dog, somebody, yep. And you wouldn't believe how that went. That dog got rounded up to be euthanized. And then one night, all security cameras went down and someone snipped through the fence and broke the dog out, and they couldn't solve the caper. They don't know who did it, who done it, who broke the fucking dude in charge of the city's dog out of the dog jail on Death Dog Row. If Sherlock Holmes could only show up and solve that riddle. Get the fuck out of here with your killing dog fucking rules. That's stupid as shit. I think that rule still applies. I'm surprised no one actually got fucking hurt over that one. I'm surprised that no human being actually got fucking on that one. I'm shocked. But yeah, I don't think that guy's in charge anymore. I think he quietly stepped away from the political office because that was such fucking craziness. What's wrong with people? So whatever. Your fucking pet's getting eaten for sure. Peace out. Safe. Do whatever it is that you do. Don't eat pets. It's probably wrong. Yep, I'm out.